up and fucking screw up. That introduced to the I grew up a fucking screw up. Got introduced to the gang, to the cane, and fucking blew up. No excuse for the way that I maneuver. Nigga do up gang signs until a nigga grew up. Put up 2 bag of 4 and let 2 go. Got 2 more. Put it on the stove and whip 2 more. 3 raids. The boys taking photos, kicking in the front door. Gotta move in slow-mo. I learned quick. The slow grind and grind slow with a bad bitch. Take your time, but time don't wait for no nigga. Get your figures, don't worry about another nigga. And if you got a nigga, don't be scared to pull a trigger.
When I was young, I was wild. When I was young, I was wildin'. 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 I'm sorry that I called you that name. I called you. When I was young, I was wildin'. When I was young, I was wildin'. When I was young, I was wildin'. I'm sorry that I called you that name. I called you. When I was young, I was wildin'. When I was young, I was wildin'. When I was young, I was wildin'. They wonder why we racist. Cause in the hood we'll see many white faces unless we catch cases. We hit the block, we try to stay in business. We see the cops, damn, that's bad business. So we make moves quick. Hold up, the cop don't up. He ain't gon' do shit, cause he only one strong. So the cop keep moving, and the block keep grooving. We ain't going nowhere, our block ain't losing. We ain't taking no L's, our block ain't losing. Nigga, we living in the struggle. The struggle living in me. That's why I got a lot of hustle in me. I gotta get that cabbage in the hood, serving bad habits. The fiends for bad habits. I guess money my habit, cause I gotta have it, money. You're both, you my nigga, and I'ma ride for you, money, huh? When I was young, I was wild. When I was young, I was wild.
Exit 17 Podcast.
When I was young, I was wild.
You're now rocking with the Exit 17 Podcast, the real talk of Syracuse. Let's get this show underway.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank y'all all for tuning in.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
The first thing we're gonna need y'all to do is like, share, subscribe, tag everybody that you know.
Right.
Also,
definitely.
The number is at the bottom of the screen. You can call in as soon as we open the line.
But for the visually impaired, what is that number?
Turn his mic. The phone number is 315-380-2621. 315-380-2621.
And you are here with your boys, Exit 17. I am Saroy. I'm here with Little Bo.
Little B-O-A-T.
I'm here with the Pothole Boys. Yeah. We got Corner Keys.
Yep.
We got Milo. And we also have Marvelous Marv.
Yo, what's shaking? Marv Nicks in the building.
And we are blessed to have Tyrone Hines in the building.
Round of applause. Now, y'all watching this live, make sure y'all share and make sure y'all especially follow so y'all can get the notifications and stay updated with the information that we have so we can share it with y'all. We really want y'all to get the notification. That way y'all could tune in so you can see some of our special guests.
I can add a little thing.
Like Tyrone.
If I can add something, you know what I mean? This is a little different. This is our first non-musical artist.
Right.
That we are interviewing.
Right.
So we're going to get a lot of information out of this interview. So this is one of the interviews you need to pay attention to.
Right, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. This man has a lot of work.
A lot of wisdom. He's been through a lot also.
He's been doing his thing around this community ever since he got home. And we're going to get into that. But first, we got a few soft topics to talk about and a couple shout-outs.
Oh, okay. So first, I want to give a special shout-out to Mothers and Sons Wine and Spirits.
Yes.
That's Rydell. Let's drop that hand round of applause for Rydell over there doing his thing.
We also want to shout out Set the Scene. Set the Scene blessed us with these new hoodies.
Right.
If y'all ain't get the chance to check them out,
That's Brittany Terry
let me show y'all.
and Quadation Cooper.
We even got the back. You see the back?
He just had to show that off. He just wanted to do that for the
I had to show him.
I was gonna do it before you just got. You just did it before I did though. And also, we wanna definitely let y'all know that Extra 17 does have a showcase in March at Valley Blues House.
Yes.
And also, not only that you the kickback.
It's the spring kickback. Y'all need to come out. So the spring kickback, we was blessed to have Heidi Fawn from Valley Blues House to let us be able to host an event there. So what we're doing, we're bringing out artists, all you artists that's out there. If y'all want to showcase your talent, come out and y'all support. Or if you just want to come out and just do karaoke, come on and have a good time.
Come out and just have a good time, like you just said. You want to just come out and just like enjoy the show. You ain't got to perform.
Right.
Come and enjoy the show.
There'll be drinks. There'll be food. So guys, come out, enjoy yourself.
We just want to have a good time. Especially some of the artists that we have already interviewed. Some of them will be there, and also future artists. Now, Exit 17 is on the exit of the South Side. We have no boundaries. This is all of us. North Side, West Side, East Side. We are not boxing ourselves in with anything. We definitely want to promote positivity. We want to keep it that way. We all done been through something, and there are stories out there that needs to be heard in order to help somebody else in future.
And that's why we have our man Tyrone Hines in the building.
Right.
So you got any shout outs that you want to any people you want to shout out?
Yeah, first I want to, I got to shout God out, man. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Right.
Amen.
Definitely.
Definitely got to thank my family and all of my friends and all the support. I got to thank the city of Syracuse. Man, they've been supporting me since I've been home. And I got to single-handedly thank my little brother, Johnny Backus. He literally just took over Facebook when I was incarcerated. He was my voice. I got to thank my son, Tyrone, and all my grandkids. They've been real supportive. And I got to thank Terrell Tyler and my cousin E. Kim for picking me up from the jail when they kicked me out. I got to thank everybody who just been supporting my Man Up program, been just supporting me any type of way since I've been home. And I definitely got to give a shout out to Exit 17 because when I came home, that's the exit I got off. So that's my favorite exit. I didn't want to get off on the other exit. So Exit 17. Right. So I just want to thank everybody who, if I missed your name and I didn't shout you out, believe me, I really appreciate of what you've done for me since I've been home. Thank you.
Right. And we definitely, once again, want to thank you. You have a lot of information. And we're definitely going to get to that. I just want to shout out a friend of mine and of Exit 17, Jerry Augustine. We want to give him a shout out.
Yes.
He won the Better Homes Bronze Award for this month with his real estate. And we want to definitely salute you and keep doing what you're doing, man.
And Augie. Keep on going.
Keep on going. Yeah. And not only that, we want to shout out Visionary Minds. You ready for this one? We want to acknowledge, Visionary Minds. You don't have time to write?
Nope.
Don't have time to promote your event?
Nope.
Don't have time to read a book or even get a videographer?
No.
Just email visionaryminds@gmail.com. And that is Visionary Minds, New York, NY, altogether, @gmail. And shout out them. And hit the like button for all of you who just are tuning in. Tell a friend. Sit down, grab a seat. See, I like the screencast my podcast live when I'm watching it. So y'all can enjoy. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Coronavirus got you in the house.
Yes. Speaking of coronavirus.
Corona.
You know what? I know we joke a lot about the coronavirus, but this is something that we all have to take serious. You know? There are people that's really out here sick and dying from this disease. It's nothing to play with. Mm-hmm. Take it serious. Syracuse City Schools are actually going to shut down this Friday. So y'all figure out things that y'all gonna do with your kids. Make y'all arrangements with your babysitters, whatnot. We all have to work as a community to help each other out. So
and you know, this still our soft topics, and I want to go there with if I could address our guests. You know,
Well, the first topic is actually the coronavirus, so we could just bring it in.
You did some time and everything. When a pandemic like this happens, is it scarier when you are like
incarcerated?
Incarcerated, and you like basically like, you know what I mean, like
Right.
in the spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always tough. Anytime you're in prison, whenever something happens like this, it's tough on you because already you ain't got control. You ain't got control of the movement. You can't do nothing. You're kind of like helpless. Yeah, so you just really, and if they're going to lock the jails down, you just in your room, you know, so it's more harder, you know what I mean, because you is helpless. You can't make no phone calls. You can't email, you know, so any situation.
Like a scary movement for those, like, this probably be a scary moment for those who are probably incarcerated right now.
Yes, because most of the time too, and I'm being honest with you, not only that, most of the medical departments in the prison, they not up to par either. So so that's another that makes it even more scarier, you know, because you're not getting the proper treatment either in there. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's something we gotta change.
Yeah.
And I know I can see I know you about to ask maybe the same thing that I'm about to say, but I know they're locking down the jails. They're locking everybody in.
So no new inmates? Like,
Bro, they locking it. No, I mean like they're on lock.
Yeah, my brother, he called me and like, yo, send some money, man. We about to get locked down. I need to load up when I hit this store.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, I got you, son. So you guys about to go through it, just like the hard thing is they can't get no visitors, you know what I mean, around this time.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like he said, you being locked in. I done been in a box, and for you to, you know,
you already locked in,
right?
Even more locked down.
Right. But you know what? I think everybody definitely have to take precaution. Wash your hands, hand sanitizer. You know they run out of soap and everything.
Make sure you washing your clothes. Make sure you.
And not only that, not for nothing, but when the children is out and you're gonna have that time, make sure that time is productive that you actually have, so you can actually maybe get to know somebody a little better. Maybe focus on a goal that you actually have. Just use that time wisely because, you know, you never know, man. And these are the times. So I never faced a pandemic like this before.
How would you protect yourself against this? Like, if
situation whenever they lock down like this, whether it's letters, you know, whether pictures, whatever, you know, anything you can do for them in a situation like this because it's tough on them, you know.
Right. And since we still on those topics, these are some of our soft topics before we get directly into the interview. How you feel about the sports cancellations?
Oh man, I've been so busy out here, man. I ain't had time to watch sports, man. You know, I play in the league 40 and over at Southwest Center, but other than that,
What was your numbers?
oh man, I'm just starting off, man. But I put up, you know, I do my thing though. You know what I mean? But I thought they was gonna shut that league down, but they didn't. But you know what I mean? Now, I'm more sis. I shoot sometimes. You know, whenever they pass me the ball, you know. Whenever they pass me the rock, you know.
That's what's up.
Right. So, what you boys feel about the cancellations? How you feel about it?
Man, it's kind of weird, but you can find other things to do. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Read a couple books.
Right. Oh, matter of fact, go get this.
Hello.
Yeah, that's right.
Go read this.
Yeah, you got to go get that.
Yeah, this is.
Listen.
What is that? What is that?
Hold on.
Oh, we gonna get into that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I like to say welcome home, Hines, and man up and go get the book.
Thank you.
Hit the light.
Thank you.
Hit the light. He's smooth with this shit. But we already talked about school cancellations. Another topic is before we get into Harvey Weinstein. How you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Let me ask you.
Well, me? Well, you know, every time somebody do anything to a woman like that, you know, it's always, you know, there ain't no right in that.
Right.
You know, and if you have to go to jail, it's just going to be worse because they don't play that coming in jail. Yeah, you know, so that's a no-no when you're in jail.
I agree.
He gonna have to.
You think he'll do that whole 23?
He gonna die in it.
I don't think he will. He can't. He ain't got 23 in him.
But anyway, the man of the hour.
It's back to Tyrone Hines. So we're gonna get directly
So we're gonna get
into the interview. So I'm gonna let you, Kenny, start this interview off. And those that are just now tuning in, we need y'all to like, follow, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just stay in tune so you get the notifications, information that we give, so we can give it to you as well. We definitely want y'all to follow. That is the main thing. And we're going to be here for a long time. We're going to be here for a long time. So, get comfortable, sit back, and let's get into this interview.
All right, so the first question I want to ask, who is Tyrone Hines?
Well, the old Tyrone Hines or the new Tyrone Hines?
Speak about both of them. It's all about you.
Well, the new Tyrone Hines is on a mission, man, you know.
Yeah, right.
Coming home after 26 years in federal prison, when the federal prosecutor said you will never see the streets again, you know. Coming home and being busy trying to make a difference in the community, trying to inspire anybody I can, whether it's youth, whether it's young men, young women, whether it's adults, you know, just to try to make a difference and make the best out of the opportunity that you got, you know. So that's the new Tyrone Hines, you know. The old Tyrone Hines probably wouldn't be sitting here in front of Exit 17. You know, the old Tyrone Hines would probably be getting on Exit 17, getting ready to go do something bad. You know?
Right. Well, I'm glad to meet the new guy.
Yeah.
So what was it that what was it that you did that got you in the situation that you were in?
Well, you know, the federal government did this investigation on me, and at the end of the investigation, they charged me with what they call the Federal Super Kingpin Statute.
Wow.
United States Code 21 USC 848B.
848.
The penalty is one of the most stiffest penalty in the federal system. Only penalty that's stiffer than that is the death penalty. So the government charged and convicted me with violating 21 USC 848B, which they know carry mandatory life in prison. I was the first person in Syracuse, New York to be convicted under that charge, and point blank, the prosecutor was trying to make an example out of me, you know, and that's what he gave me, mandatory life. And he said I would never see the streets again and that I would come home in a pine box. So, you know, and that's what I was convicted of.
Was whatever you did was that that something that that you overcame?
Yes. You know, like, yeah, I overcame that. You know, through a lot of different obstacles, a lot of different situations. You know, a lot of just, you know, different things. Maybe,
Right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right.
So
Right. So,
I made
I want you to like walk me through who you actually are specifically. You can. This is your interview.
yeah.
Speak to him. But my first question is, how was your childhood growing up?
Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that because some people know, but not too many people know that I lost my mother when I was like 17 years old. And when I lost my mother, I had two brothers and two sisters. So that was tough on me, you know, growing up. I'm already was in a single parent home, and my mother was doing the best she could to raise us. So that was tough on me when she passed away. So after that, I relied on my grandmother, and she passed away a year later after my mother. So things was tough for me when I was just a youngster. You know, two of the most important ladies that was in my life passed away. You know, that really cared about me, really guided me. You know, so that left me, and not to make no excuses, that left me to really turn to the streets and look for whatever I can out of anybody that was around me. You know.
We have a caller on the line.
Hey, we about to take some callers right now.
Okay, caller, this is X's 17 podcast. I'm your boy Lil BOAT.
It's your boy Saroy.
And we got Corner Keys in the building. We got Marvelous Marv over there. And then we got Super Tech Guy Milo. But our special guest is
Today
Tyrone
is
Hines.
Tyrone Hines.
So, what is your question?
Hi, my question is there any way that I can order those books from Tyrone Hines? Because I no longer live in Syracuse.
Yeah, she could send me her address, and I can send it to her. That's what I've been doing. So if she want to call me and give me her address, I'll be glad to send her a copy of the book.
Thank you. I'll inbox you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, what?
No problem.
What's your Facebook?
Well, my phone number. You want me to give her my phone number? Or not?
Oh no, don't put your phone number on there. But you could just. I know she's still watching. You could just give her your booking information.
All right.
Or your Facebook page. Okay. Just go to Ty Hines
That's a good call,
at Facebook.
And support the book. Continuously
Right.
support.
Support. So we're going to get back into these questions because those of you who are just now tuning in, I really want to know who he is as well. So we're all learning from each other who he actually is.
Right, so we was talking about
his childhood growing up was the
childhood
last
growing
question.
up. So bring it towards present day now. If there was something in time that you could change, what would that be?
If it was something that I can change, man, I wouldn't sell drugs. I wouldn't go back to prison, you know, because that was the easy way out. Left my family out here, left my kids out here, you know, and left a lot of responsibility that I should have took on as a man. So some of them things I wouldn't do today.
Were you a reader when you were in school?
Nah, I couldn't concentrate. I ain't like to read. Still don't like to read.
But he wrote a book, though.
Yeah.
What made you want to help the guys in prison? You consider yourself a jailhouse lawyer?
Well, you know, when you're in prison, everybody's stuck in the mud, meaning that we all here together. So I know some guys who probably didn't have no money. Their mother and father probably work hard for their money. So you don't want to charge that person their parents' hard-earned money if you can help them get out of jail. So I took pride in helping someone get home back to their family. And the more I won cases, the more I was confident that I would come home. I knew I was getting better and better in law. But
This was the time when you was like when you had that life sentence and there was no hope for you?
No. Well, let's. I always tell people I always had hope, right? But when you got a mandatory life sentence, sometimes you wonder if you still got that hope. You know. Yeah, you wonder if you still got that hope, but when you got a mandatory life sentence, you know you have to do something about it. You know, you just can't play basketball. You just can't be walking the yard and working out and all that. Yeah, you got to stay in shape, but when you got a mandatory life sentence, it's a different ball game.
How did it feel when you realized that you were free again?
That welcome home feeling. Yeah, give me that.
Now I want to know before you answer that. When did you accept the fact that you had life?
Right. When that judge said life, what was the first thought through your head?
Well, when the judge first said life, I really thought that, you know, he was just talking, you know. Yeah, I heard it come out of his mouth, you know, but
that's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, but you know, as time go on and you see that your pills getting denied, you see that your kids getting older, you see things happening in the world that you don't have control over, things happening to your family and friends that you don't have control over, then you realize the life. You realize it. You start realizing
it is.
You know.
Life in these four walls.
Yes.
You feel like it was injustice to give you that sentence, and you wanted like to do like a reform.
Well,
and what motivated you?
Well, I always tell people all the time that I apologize for selling drugs in the community. And that's the first thing you have to do when you trying to make it out and get back on the right track. You have to admit your mistakes. You have to admit your mistake. Yes. And so from there, right, that I tried to. What was your question again? Because was a sentence unjust?
More, is this like your life now? Is this like a retribution for you? You know what I mean? Is this like you trying to like get some, you know what I mean, like live life back, get held back because if you know, like you say, you regret selling drugs. So is this more of a
when you have time to sit in prison for 26 years, you think about some of the mistakes, you think about some of the bad decisions, you think about how you could have been a great leader for the people who was looking up to you. You feel that you just could have been a better person, you know. And I didn't really have to sell drugs because I always had people around me. I had some good people that really supported me, you know. So I think now, being out now, and that I'm older, kind of more mature, that I'm trying to be the person that I should have been back then.
But the person that you are back then made you the person now.
Of course.
You've always been a great leader. Like my brother, I didn't realize he was a great leader, but it was in a negative form.
Yes.
But when you start doing plays and start doing the man up, and not like you do the man up,
yes,
the man education, educate neighborhoods. They always had that great leader in them. Like you, it just came out in a negative way, but you found your path into something positive. You still that great leader. You got a book coming out. You got a man up.
Yes.
Foundation. So you've always been that great leader.
And for those that are just now tuning in, you can actually call in. The number is 315-380-2621. That is 315-380-2621.
Hit us in the comments if y'all got some questions.
Well, there is a lot of questions in these comments.
So
and
let's get to them.
Well, we want to actually we have some questions ourselves first, so we want to get to those.
We also asked a question that was kind of skipped over. When you felt free, how was that?
Man, man, that was just, for real. I got to rewind back to that night because they kicked me out the jail. So
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah,
hey,
right.
I'll take it. I'll
that's
take
the
that
best
any
thing
day.
ever.
You know what I mean? But usually when a person is getting released from prison, he know ahead of time. 2 months, 3 months. People know their dates. I didn't know when I was getting out. That was just something that came.
Lined up.
Yes, you know what I mean? So when they kicked me out the prison, look, I had to call my homeboy Terrell Tyler. I had to call my cousin E. Kim to get a ride, right? At the last minute, I had to get a ride. So everything was happening on the go. On the go.
Now, was that probably better for you, not knowing your release
Hey,
date?
when you get released from prison after 26 years, I mean,
Right.
you take it is better, but
So you had no clue that you were actually getting out. So they just said pop. Sales
okay,
number.
what happened was my lawyer sent me a text earlier that day saying that the judge granted me time served, but she said I wasn't going to leave to that Tuesday because Monday was a holiday. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I got to wait till Tuesday. So then they called me over the loudspeaker, told me I got to go. You know what I mean? I got to get on out of here.
So what was your 2 last words?
Man, I didn't say nothing but it was more than 2 words. It was more than 2 words because you know when you leave a lot of brothers,
Shout out the homies.
man.
The homies.
But for real, when you in prison and you leave a lot of dudes that you've been bidding with on an everyday
Right.
life schedule,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So you got to acknowledge them. You got to say your goodbyes to them. You got to tell them thank you for whatever they done for
Right.
you while you have been. It's just you just can't leave them hanging like that.
So
you
it ain't
know?
like that movie shit where like a motherfucker be hearing about somebody about to be released and then they try to fuck up somebody, you know what I mean, like release date or whatever.
I mean,
But he didn't know.
yeah, I didn't
Right,
know.
right. But I'm just saying, you probably experienced that when you probably heard someone getting out. Didn't like because from a lot of us, you know what I mean,
You talking about somebody getting released compared to lifers?
somebody getting released.
He was a lifer, bro. It's
Right,
totally
right.
And then
I'm
like
saying-
other inmates trying to make something
I'm
bad
saying, like,
happen, so
yeah.
they'll be
You
stuck.
know what I mean?
So I'll be stuck.
Yeah.
Nah, see, I'm gonna tell you, and that's the good thing about when you helping prisoners to fight for their freedom. They're not gonna want to see nothing done wrong to you. And in that prison, I became one of the best jailhouse lawyers, not just in that prison, but all over the system. I'm known and I got a good reputation for fighting for a dude's life like it's mine. So they don't want that. They don't want nothing to happen to me because some of those guys are still seeking my help right now. You know what I mean?
genuine, man.
So they wanted the best for me, you know.
Right.
And some of them cried, you know. And that's what it's all about, you know what I mean? Right. So being supportive of each other, you know. They was glad that I was leaving, you know.
Right.
And we're going to get into the book, but as you already know, how we let you know, we really want you to walk us through to who you are. Now you have a lot of information here. You've written a lot of books, and
yes.
even when I did my little whatever, I read the book.
Yes.
I had no clue who you are. I just knew you was from the bricks.
Yeah.
So, a regular day at that time, because I don't want to stay in the past because you're here now. But
okay.
walk me through a day of Tyrone Hines today. Walk me through a regular day.
At this time?
At this time right here.
Well, at night when I'm laying down, I'm always thinking of what I'm going to do tomorrow, you know? What am I going to do to make a difference? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? How am I going to inspire somebody, or what I'm going to post on Facebook that's really going to get somebody motivated, you know? What I'm going to be walking down the street and what somebody going to see in me. Because like I told people that one time when I got out, a guy came up to me and he said, "There's a lot of eyes on you." So I took that And I kept that with me. Everybody is watching me, you know. Some thinking I'm going to go back to the negativity. You know what I mean? Some is over here watching me, liking what I'm doing. So I have to always plan every night before I wake up what I'm going to do the next day, what I'm focusing on. You know, and I try to make whatever I planned the night before, I try to put that in motion, you know, and try to see how it goes, see what tension it grabs, and see if it can get other people motivated, get other people moving in the right direction. So that's a regular day for me, besides working and trying to spend time with my grandkids and some of my other family members. That's just a basic day for me.
Now I got a kind of a weird question, just a real quick question. How weird was it for you to get one of those phones in real life?
Yo,
how weird was that?
Man, you can ask all my homeboys, you can ask all my friends. I'm still like my cousin CB gonna laugh about this, right? One night I'm riding, so a guy called me from Utica. And what you call it when you
FaceTime?
Yeah, he FaceTime. So I said, yo, CB, is this FaceTime? I got the phone talking to the guy like this.
On your neck?
Yeah. But I don't know you're supposed to talk. I don't know you're supposed to talk like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He got it like this.
Yeah. So CB still laugh about that today. He tell people all that, but that phone, I'm just now getting the hang of it.
Right.
And I still ain't got it all the way.
Right.
Yeah, I still ain't got it all the way.
You ain't gonna get it because I ain't got it either.
Yeah.
Kenny do.
Yeah, but that phone was, man. CB, when I used to be riding with them, they always had to do everything for me. You know? Yeah, that phone was crazy, but I'm glad I learned it, though.
You know, that's funny because I was going to ask him what was, like, the changes, like, things that was, like, different for you when you got out.
Basically the phone, and sometimes I thought that everything was moving fast. Cars seemed like they was moving faster than, you know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm gonna get hit by a car or something like that. I just thought everything was moving fast. Yeah, man. You know?
It's some streets I still don't know how to cross. I'd be timid to walk across the street.
Yeah, but other than that, it wasn't too much else different.
So you know we're gonna start getting into like your craft and your art.
Right.
So when did you realize that you had a passion for writing?
Well, when I was down in Atlanta federal prison, right? When I first got there, a police had just got killed down there, a correctional officer. So Atlanta was at the time, it was one of the most dangerous federal prisons. So while people was down there doing everything in the book, whether it was stabbing, murdering, or whatever, I knew that if I ever was gonna get out of jail, I had to be in this lane over here. I couldn't be in this lane with what everybody else was doing. See, most people in prison, they think doing a lot of negative and all that. They think that that's right. They thinking that they live in the prison life, they about that. But with me, with a mandatory life, I had to be in this lane over here.
Right.
So my first project that gave me confidence while I was locked up was this project right here. This is my Stop the Violence Yellow Ribbon campaign. Where back in 1998, in the month of October, I had asked the city of Syracuse, the communities, and everybody to wear yellow ribbons in memory of everybody we lost from senseless violence. So I made a flyer, sent it up to Syracuse, made a few copies, and it just took off. People got involved. NAACP, Southwest Community Center, churches, other organizations, and the news reporter wanted to know who came up with this idea. So I was like, man, something I just sat in the room and thought about went that far.
Came to life.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And still, that go on all the way up until this year. This campaign right here, I changed it from October this year because I'm home now. I'm doing it in May, right? So when I done that and I saw the success and I saw how it brought the community together, I was looking for other ways to do other things in prison. But this what gave me my confidence that I can do anything in prison. So now I transferred from Atlanta Federal Prison in 1999. When I got to Lewisburg was another dangerous federal prison, but it was a different type of dangerous than when I was in Atlanta. So while I was there, I wanted to find something to do to keep me away from everything else that was going on in the prison.
Right.
So I began writing my first book. That was called Drugs, Money, and Violence. And I used to be every night writing, and the guy across in another cell, he never knew what I was doing until I got the book published. He said, man, I thought you was writing letters every night. I said, man, that was a long letter, right? But right,
every night.
But when I wrote this book, and one of my strategies was this, and it's a fictional story, but I use real people names from Syracuse. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you why I've done that. Because when I was out, you always read about people from Syracuse in the newspaper, whether it was getting killed, whether they going to jail, whether they was robbing somebody or whatever, right? So I wanted to give them something to read about themselves, something different. You know what I mean? And I put together a story for it to be entertainment. And I wanted people to say, oh, he got me on the front cover. He mentioned me in the book. You know, he thought about me. He gave me a shout out.
Did you get any backlash behind it?
I mean, you're always going to get backlash because you ain't always going to satisfy everybody, because even though this was a fictional story, some people in Syracuse thought it was a true story.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Anybody came at you looking for a check?
Nah. Sometimes you'll hear people, you don't know if they joking or not. They say, oh, I'm gonna sue you, or I'm gonna boom, you know what I mean, or something like that. But the most part, I think that even though it was a book, though, I think most people is kind of like appreciative that you mentioned them. You know what I mean? I mean,
Okay, so
It's like
it's like a homage.
Yeah. It's like,
So like I didn't forget you guys.
yeah, and that's what it's about. It's like you bringing the whole city together, right? And if you read my books, I'm mentioning people from all over every side of town, because I'm trying to show people not to exclude nobody. Even on this book, you'll see every hood mentioned on this cover.
It's a lot of people mentioned in
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And if I could say, I'm not gonna give up none. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
do you think mentioning all these people sometimes
Yeah.
it can make the book hard to read? You know what I mean? Because you would think you got to know this name, but then all of a sudden that name fades away and everything. Is that, you know what I mean? Is paying homage probably a detriment sometimes?
I think I'm sorry to cut you off. I
Yeah.
think I know people, they confusing their name. So like you said, they think it's a true story to a fictional book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So could that be a detriment?
I mean, with my strategy, right? If somebody else looking at it a different way, it probably will be. But when you trying to, now that I'm out here, right? And when I look around and I use good examples, and I'm talking to a guy from the South Side and I'm talking to a guy from the East Side, and that's my message to him, is that if you want to be successful in this city, you got to be able to work with people.
Right.
You got to be able to
Right.
come together.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't.
Right.
You can't say. You
That
can't
is
say.
right.
I can't sit on this podcast and big up the Boogie Down Bricks, right?
Right.
I'm gonna big up the 10th. I'm gonna big up the
Right.
East Side. I'm gonna big up
That's what this
North Side.
podcast is.
And that's, you know what I mean? And so that's what my whole message strategy
so it was
with the
not-
with the
it's
book.
basically
You see what I'm saying?
bringing it all together.
About,
And,
like, just,
you know,
like,
that could
mentioning-
be a lane for men to come together to have a conversation. You know,
Right.
because we need to have a conversation to, if we have a problem, every problem got to have a solution.
Yes.
So the solution we got to come together from whatever side of town to have that
Right.
conversation.
There you go.
Because
There you go.
most of the time you don't
There you
even
go.
know why you even beefing. You don't
There you
even
go.
know the
That
person
is
half
true.
the time.
That is true.
There you go.
That
you know
is
what I
You know
mean?
what I mean?
But then again, things happen that can make situations hard.
Hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Make it hard, make you hate.
Yeah.
But that's when the conversations that people have to come together, you know, and apologize to each other.
See, I give you another small example, right? A couple of weeks ago, I posted on Facebook and I asked all the Syracuse rappers and R&B
I seen
singers
that.
to come together and work together, right? Because there's so much talent, not just with rappers and the R&B singers. It's so much talent in Syracuse, but you know why they don't know their full potential? It's because they divided.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, say like Quay. I met him since I've been out.
Shout out to Quay.
Shout out to Quay.
And I think he's a good rapper. I think he got the potential. But you might have another guy that's in the bricks that got potential. Him and Quay together can go on stage and do a tremendous concert.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
That's
if you got things, whatever it may be, keeping you separated,
Right.
then it's gonna come a time later on in your life and you're gonna say, man, I wish I would have took advantage of that opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what dudes do in prison. They always say, man, I wish I would have did this.
Is that something you learned while in jail? Like, you know what I mean? When you grew up, you were Bricktown, whatever. And then, you know what I mean?
Can you pass
Is
me
that,
the mic?
did it become a, like
Ask that again because it can't hear.
all right, my question was, is that something you learned while in jail? Like unity of, you know what I mean? Like who you with? Or, you know what I mean, your town?
No, that's something I learned before I went to jail, right? But when I was in prison, I took it into more deeper consideration. You know what I mean? And while I was in prison, I learned more, try not to exclude nobody. You know what I mean? But even when I was out younger, I used to be on my boogie down bricks. But as time went on, you will see East Side, you'll see people from the 10th, you'll see all of them at my parties, at my concerts. There you go. You know what I mean? So I know what the young guys going through right now. You know what I mean? They good, they got potential, but you might got a rapper over here, but he might need something that this person got on the East Side. But he's not gonna go and link up with that person, so it's keeping him from reaching his full potential. You see what I'm saying?
Putting a ceiling over their head.
There you go.
Now, let me explain this. You are hitting some real good buttons right now. I have to admit that. Now, the interview with Quay, those of you who know the details, you know the details. I'm not going to state them, but that was a situation where we had the opportunity to actually meet him
bridge a gap.
and bridge a gap. And I'm trying to do that with everybody.
Right. Right.
We have no boundaries on Exit 17. Just because it's on the Exit 17, this is Syracuse. This is the platform when anybody can come. I'm looking forward to so many people from so many different sides of towns, and I think this is the best time that I can actually do it with. Now, there's been situations where I felt like in the past, you really couldn't talk to them at that point. But right now, I think this will bridge the gap that we all need, and that's the same thing that you're actually doing with the book, and I totally understand what you're
Yes.
Can I piggyback off your?
Go ahead.
But I feel the younger guys, like we was young, we couldn't see it as we was young.
We can see that. We was blinded to the
Yeah,
facts,
but
though.
we older now, so the older guys who come together, laugh, joke, and say, "Yo, we was bugging, man. That was crazy."
Yeah.
And end up being like,
Now,
is
young,
true.
I was wild.
"Hello."
That's
You
what-
like
Hello.
cool.
Hello.
I think the older guys have to bring the same type of vibes to young youth.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's what we have to do.
We gotta start bringing them together.
Yeah, it's us OGs giving back.
But it got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and I think too that like, see what this podcast Exit 17. That is something that I commend y'all on because y'all is inspiring, motivating other people to do something, whether it's similar or whether, just something. Somebody probably looking at y'all show saying, man, we could do this, man, we could do that. And that's what it's about. You know what I mean? And I think that that's what the younger kids have to see. They have to see opportunity. They have to see hope. They have to say, man, you know what? They got that podcast. We can do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They got to be able to look. They just can't see dudes just going about. They got to actually be able to see things happening in Syracuse.
That's what X17 want to extend this olive branch to everybody who's starting something in
everyone.
upstate New York.
Everyone.
Listen,
this is for
if
you.
y'all starting something, listen. If y'all need to come to us for advice, we don't hate on nobody. We love y'all. Y'all continue doing your thing. Vote. You could testify to this. Can you testify to this? We watch y'all.
Right.
Everything, and we love y'all. You know what I mean? If y'all want to talk to us, and if y'all want us to have y'all on,
right?
Talk to you. Know what I mean? We talk to you.
And for those who are just now tuning
all
in,
welcome.
This is Exit 17 podcast. We're here with our special guest Tyrone Hines, and he's going to get more into depth with some more activities.
We're going to need y'all to like.
You're listening to the Exit 17 podcast.
We have so much fun. You guys are the best.
Listen, my whole family loves it, man. Hey, they keep it lit.
Now back to the show.
Okay, you're back. And go ahead, Key.
So, what we're going to need y'all to do is hit that like button.
Share. Hit the like.
You know, y'all know the routine. Do all that, but
hit the like.
but I want to know more of your writing process. Like, what's your writing process, and how long do it normally take you to write a book?
Man, the writing process. I never considered myself as an author, right? Mm-hmm. But like I say, when you're in prison and a lot of negative is going on, you try to find a corner and you try to do something, right? So that's how I began writing. But my first book, it took a while because I had to come up with different schemes. Mm-hmm. I had to go back and remember what did I say he had this and that. I had to come up with different plots. So that one took longer, and it was my first process because I wanted to be right, you know? And so my first test was I used to get a manuscript to other guys to read in jail, and they would read it and come back and tell me some of the scenes, some of the story plots, and that's when I considered that, damn man, my book is probably good, you know?
Yeah, and have a conversation.
Yeah. So it was this one guy, they said, man, don't let him read it because he real critical, right? Yeah. But when he read it, he told me all about the book and said it was good. That's when I went on ahead and published it. But writing a book is not easy, especially if you're out in the free world. It's too much distraction. It's just so much. But when you got time to sit down in your cell every night, take a couple hours to write, or even on lockdown, you know. But I had to get it edited and all that because, like I say, I didn't consider myself an author. People went to school for this type of stuff, you know. But I'm glad I did complete the book and get it self-published because the book, the book not only kept me motivated, but it also motivated other prisoners. It also motivated people in Syracuse to write books. Right. And people always come to me when I was in prison and while I'm out and ask for my help on how to write a book.
I got a question for you.
That's one of our questions.
Can you take us for anyone out there listening who actually want to write a book, you know what I mean, or start writing a book? What's the complete process to get published?
Well, the key thing right now is really getting it edited, and that's as long as you can finish a story. Because people will say, "I'm gonna write a book and do 1 chapter, 2 chapters, then stop." You got to complete it. Once you complete it, just getting it edited. Everything else is easy. That's the hardest part. Completing your manuscript and getting it edited.
Now, is that finding an editor, like a publishing editor, or like just someone?
Well, you could be an editor. You could be, you know
Just
me.
someone to proofread it.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? And that's the hardest part. You know what I mean?
Someone to proofread it.
Yeah, getting somebody to do that.
So when you
You got
write your
talking
book,
to the mic.
when you write your book, do you have the ending in mind first, or do you have the like? You know what I mean? Like,
Sometimes
how do you
with
come up with your story? Like,
sometimes with different books, you do like. I kind of had how I wanted to end the first one, but when I did my book Shots Fired,
you hear that song?
This-
Shots fired.
yeah, this basically was something that I tried to put together because I wanted a message to get out
Okay.
to people in Syracuse.
So you didn't have the ending in mind.
Nah, you know, this was more like I was trying to get a message. Because you see, when you hear shots fired,
Right.
everybody say shots fired.
Right,
Everybody,
right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but when you open the
Scramble
book and
or
read the story, it talks about a message about how one shooting can change a family, destroy a community, and mess up a whole city. You know what I mean? And that's the purpose. In fact, this may be the best book as far as entertainment, but this is my favorite book because the message behind it.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
that book, is that the same book as the other one?
This book right here is the same. It's just I revised it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So it's
you know
a
what I
longer
mean?
copy.
Yeah, because like I say, when I first wrote this book, I didn't do some of the things that I should have done.
Like, do they got the same ending?
Yes, they got the same ending.
Just a lot more stuff in between.
A lot more stuff because when I first wrote this book, I might didn't describe how Jake Burgess looked. I might not describe how
You missed the important
Dad
details.
Fred looked.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
yeah.
right.
So when you
with
read
that
it,
said, we had during pre-production, one of our audience members wanted to know, you know, Money and Violence is a movie. So did you have to add drugs, money and violence to like that copyright issue? Because we all know that, you know, it's
Money and
that,
Violence is a YouTube,
right? You know what I mean?
but it's not
I don't know
So-
what he talking about.
We're like, I'm talking about if
Did you have a problem with your name?
yeah.
no,
okay.
because
Oh, the
to be honest with you, you can't copyright a title.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You can't
Wow.
copyright a title.
Wow.
That's why you'll
Yeah.
see songs, they got the same titles. You'll see movies.
Right.
And it's
Same
black.
title,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Beatles was fade to black,
Yeah.
and then Jay Z
Yeah,
had fade
yeah,
to
yeah.
black.
You can't
Okay,
copy.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Learn
But-
something new every day.
But the reason why I was trying to come up with a title for this book, and actually it was a guy out of Connecticut. He sat down and told me he came up with the title name because I was trying to fit something in with what's going on, what's the cause of problems. It's drugs, money, and violence. You know what I mean? When you got those three, you know what I mean? It
All
ain't
hell could break loose.
yeah, you know what I mean?
That's 4.
in your book,
That's 5.
with all those things that you just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
I need that pillow.
Was it a solution
Alone.
in it?
I need to go to keys.
Solution to the problem?
That's how weed.
Yes. Well, this entertainment, so the solution was, you know what I mean? Things that happen at the end of the story from bad decisions or different things that person got caught up with in the story. You know what I mean? But the solution with Shots Fired, I was just trying to really bring attention to not only some of my projects that I'm doing in the communities, but I also wanted to get the message across of how, you know, just how a shooting can just have an impact on a lot of people. You know what I mean? And
You know, just like the shootings have an impact on a lot of people, and it affects every family.
yeah.
You know, your writing. How does that affect your family, and how, are they supportive of your writing, whatnot?
Oh, my family?
Yeah.
Yeah, my family is supportive of mainly everything I do. You know, I mean,
That's great.
they know I'm not doing nothing negative, so they ain't got no choice but to support me because they know I'm not doing nothing negative. But they always been supportive of me.
Have you ever been like hit with like types of like, you know, I know it's all fictional and everything.
You got to pass him the mic.
Have you ever been hit with like such like a snitch label like type? You know what I mean, like shit like that. Like anybody came at you like that, like
I mean,
you saying too
Hit
much?
the button.
Like, are you saying too much?
I mean, like I say, sometimes you might have a person. You got different people that take different things out of contact. You got different.
Right.
You got sometimes you might got a person that just want to be hateful. Just in no matter what the situation is.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Just don't like
down.
Yeah.
I want to see you down.
Yeah.
Because it was fiction, you know,
Yeah.
I know it's fiction based, but you don't
Like
Yeah.
you
real life.
See,
like
because
you said, people confuse themselves.
Right.
See, because like say like this book right here, right?
Number one.
Say like this book right here. You got my man DRC. He's still living, walking around the street. But in the book, DRC get killed.
Right.
So
yeah.
how
I read that
could
part.
this be a true story?
He's still walking around.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or,
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Hines, you know, I think people want to live the book.
I mean that could be. You know what I mean? That could be. But at the end of the day, no matter how people may look at different stuff, my whole goal is to show people that no matter what your situation is, no matter what predicament you is, you can make anything happen if you put time and effort into it.
And I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that in you. I personally think that it is phenomenal that you're feeling how you wrote certain words and then it came to life.
Yes.
Right.
I think that is great.
I think that is great too. Have you ever thought about even venturing off from like the adult books to making children books or anything?
I mean, that crossed my mind, but like I say, and not to keep saying this, when you got mandatory life and you working on your case, your time is limited for other stuff because you know that you want to get out of jail. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now once I'm out of jail, I'm just more busier than when I was in jail because I'm trying to get my life back together. I'm trying to do stuff, get back on track. So if the time was to come, I wouldn't mind doing children books.
So with that said, also, what is your schedule looking like when you write?
Right now, or when I was in jail? Now, I don't even have a schedule to write, man, because
Oh yeah.
But, yeah,
You
so,
live your life.
yeah,
Too, you know?
yeah.
but yeah, I want to get back to that writing process. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because a lot of people want to know how to write a book.
I do too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So after you got it proofread or edited, where do you find your what's next? Like how do
Well, you gotta
is it
find-
a publisher or what
Yeah,
was next?
yeah. You got to find a publisher. You know what I mean? You got to find a publisher. Like the publishing company I deal with, they don't sell your books. They just publish the books. But you might find a publisher that want to buy your books.
Now, a publisher do they put it in print for you?
Yes, that's all they do is put it in print
They
for
just
you.
put it. A publisher just put it
Yeah,
in print.
yeah. But some publishers just sell your books for you too.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Now-
that's all you need. So you need someone to sell it, or you just can you buy them like by the bulk and then just
I mean,
give
like,
them yourself? Or?
like that's what I do. I self-publish them, so I buy them in the bulk and just sell them. You know what I mean?
Now we want to get directly into this book, and the book is called "Drug, Money, and Violence." It's a revised version. This is a
Just
great.
dropped on the 12th,
This is a
right?
great
Yeah,
read.
yeah.
This is a great read.
Yes.
Just
So,
dropped
so
on the 12th of this month.
yep,
Yes.
that was Thursday.
Where could they find it at?
Right.
Well, I'm old school, man. So we still doing it out the trunk of the car. You know what I
Okay.
mean? We
Ain't nothing
still
wrong with
doing
that.
it by
Ain't nothing
Facebook.
wrong with
Call,
that.
you know, I'm going back to the old roots. So
Yeah.
Ain't nothing
I
wrong
always
with that.
post the information on Facebook, so they can call
What's
us.
the info on Facebook?
Ty Hines, or my brother Johnny Backus, or Terrell Tyler, or Funk Doc CB.
Okay, now
Or
if,
Exit 17, we about to start posting.
Right.
That's
Definitely
good.
go-
right,
Yeah,
and
pass it
if,
on.
matter of fact, if
Yeah.
y'all are actually wondering where you get the book from, just we have put all the information in the description, and we will definitely promote this book also. It is a great read, and we want
Right.
to dive. We want to dive in the book. We don't want to give
Now you
y'all
answered
everything
a lot
in
of
the
the
book.
questions that we had earlier
Right.
about this book. You know what I mean? Such as like it's a lot of names, and you explained that and everything. What can readers expect from this book?
Right.
What readers can expect is entertainment, a good read. You know what I mean? And they can get an idea of what the movie gonna be about. They can get an idea of if they feel that they can play a character in the book. Or
Casting cost is going up.
yes, and that's the whole importance of the book. The importance of the book is to enlighten people on about what the movie's gonna be about. So if a person wanna say, hey, I think I can play Jake Burgess, or I think I can play Aunt Burgess, or I think I can play June Bullock, or I think I can play Dad Fred, they can come and audition for that part.
If I could ask you something about this book, what time frame is it set in? Because a lot of, as I got through the book, there were things that was like, not a good read.
Yeah.
However, it was kind of hard for me to set myself in a time period. Like, for instance, it was payphones, but yet you mentioning Destiny USA.
Yeah.
And everything like that. So.
Hey, when I wrote the book, when I wrote the book? Probably 2000, 1999.
Oh, okay.
But so that's another reason why it's a fiction book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we are having a little bit of technical difficulties.
As you were,
Corner Keys.
One second.
We are having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are still up, and we'll get those issues fixed. So y'all just bear with us. And so, Corner Keys, you got some questions?
Hearing us?
No.
It's just the video.
We got it.
Okay.
Give us a second.
No, I just wanted to know. I didn't know. I didn't know what.
I think we're back.
Tech was. Are we back?
No.
17 bit.
It's kind of getting back.
Right. We have this guy is breaking the internet, so blame it on him.
Yeah.
Blame it on him.
Hey, I'm used to getting blamed.
Blame it on him.
I'm used to getting blamed. Yeah, believe that. Yeah.
Now we want everybody that's tuning in to like and follow Exit 17 page.
Make
Hit
sure
the
you
like
share.
button. Make sure you share. Start a watch party. Make sure you get the notification so you can stay tuned for the information that we
start
get.
A watch party again.
It look like it's straight now. Yeah, it's straight now.
All right, we all
we
good.
lit. So, we back to you're looking out, but we back to Tyrone Hines. So,
go ahead.
I kind of forgot my question.
Yeah, y'all kind of took mine.
My bad.
You got anyone that's been influential on you?
Influencing on me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who influenced you to
Any
write?
mentors, anyone you look up to, or?
Well, like, whenever somebody teach you something or help you out, and it cause you to take things to another level, you always is appreciated them, man. There's a guy who taught me law in federal prison. There's a guy actually taught me how to do the books. And both of those things had an impact on my life, so.
And I also know you shouted out, which was, like you shout out a lot of people, but which was a kind of shout out that stood out to me was you shout out your PO.
You know why I shout out my PO? Right?
I think I know
I would
why.
love to know.
Because my PO trying to get me off of supervised release. My PO is trying to get me off drug tests. My PO been real supportive of everything I've been doing. My PO is behind me 100%, right? And when you got a PO that's rooting for you, there ain't nothing wrong with shouting him out because he want the best for you. Right. You don't hear that too many times from people when they talking about their PO because most of the time they don't want to do the right thing.
Right.
My PO sent me where I got hired at. I got a job.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The judge called a meeting with me and my PO, right? And he see how the judge is real supportive of me because they gave me a second chance. And what I do with the second chance, I'm coming out here and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm not crying. I'm not making no excuses. Right. I went and got a job. I'm out here, started my Man Up program, doing stuff for my grandkids, trying to do stuff for my family, trying to be there for people. You know what I mean? So, and that's without doing nothing negative. But when you got a PO that's rooting for you, you got to shout him out.
Man, drop that round of applause for his PO, man. Now we're gonna take some calls right now. We got some people that's definitely calling in right now, and the lines are tied up. So y'all keep calling.
I'm be like, it's Brittany from Set the Scene.
Okay.
That's Brittany from Set
the
Scene. Okay.
I'm Set the Scene. I'm sitting here with Quadacia Cooper.
Hey.
What's up, Set the Scene? Thank y'all for these hoodies.
And we just got a quick question. What kind of time frame or when can we be on the lookout for the movie?
Well, one of our things that we wanted to do was we wanted to put the book out for people to get familiar with the story. So once we done that, then we're gonna start auditioning. But we wanted to give people an idea what the movie gonna be about by reading the book. So now, if a person want to have a role in the movie, the person already have an idea. So it makes it easier for us. It makes it easier for the person who auditioning. So the time frame could be next month that we start auditioning.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and we want to thank the caller for that question. Now, caller, do you have any other questions? Actually,
no, that's it. I just wanted to hear about the movie, some details, and I appreciate.
So you want to be in the movie? What you gonna be? You want to be in the movie?
I mean, me and my business partner here, we was talking. We could be in the movie.
Oh, y'all gonna shake that thing, huh?
Hey, caller,
be the strippers.
It's a lot of that in the movie.
It's a lot of that in the movie. Shake that thing.
Hey, thank you for calling too.
Thank you for calling.
Caller, who's the best podcast?
Exit 17.
Thank you. Hit the line.
Now, we also have some questions that's actually coming in right now. So, I'm gonna just ask one of these questions right now.
Go ahead.
Well, until we get that, the cost. What is the cost of publishing your own book?
See, that's a good question, and I think people need to know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know the cost before your book even get printed up because they'll send you a scale with the price and the amount of books. Mm-hmm. So say like this book is 239 pages. So over here in this column, it might say 220 pages to 250 pages, and then you'll have the dollar amount on this side. So say you order 100, you already know what your cost going to be because you can add it up. Now, what might be extra if you decide to put, see this cover? This called a full color cover. Right. This costs $175 just for the cover. You know what I mean?
For each book?
No, just for when you did that.
Who are the ladies on the cover?
Well, that's a good question.
Shout out to.
I got to give them, and I got to give them a special thank you, and they just been wonderful, and they all three is mothers, but they the leading role in the movie, and they comes up with different ideas. They come up with, they just got all good ideas to help make everything better, and I appreciate that.
They got that drive.
Right. Yeah.
I've got a quick question. So when this movie dropped, how true to the because a lot of movies are not true to the book. A lot of so and vice versa. When this movie drops, because you got a lot of roles in this movie in this book.
Yeah, but if you know about a screenplay, right? A screenplay, that's why they say the book is better than the movie.
Right, they always
see this. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Because the screenplay, you can't fit all this in the screenplay.
Right, exactly.
See, I got a copy of the screenplay down there now.
I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, my brother. But as I was reading the book, it seemed it would be better posed as a show.
I mean,
as opposed to a movie.
I mean,
now that's just my look.
I mean, like I say, that's a good idea. And see, that's the point.
Because you got so many characters, and you can tell everybody a movie. You gotta get through it real fast.
Yeah,
right.
And as I was reading it, I'm like, this will be a a great show.
Okay.
As opposed to a movie.
Okay. Now let me tell the viewers that you just did what I want the book to do. Make people come up with ideas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you just did what
Right.
I want these books or any other project I do for people in Syracuse to come up with different ideas.
The conversation.
There you go. And that's a wonderful idea you just came up with.
The conversation.
No.
You know
And
what
this
I mean?
is what Extra 17 is actually about. And it's
We're about helping you
we
build and
I can see so much
Your brain.
in you with what we're trying to do. And this is great.
Brother Native Wells, he's trying to start Red Tide. Anybody, you know what I mean? Shout that out, look it up. He's starting a pre-production on his show and everything.
Okay. All right.
And everything. My brother Native Wells, that's all of our brother, and he's starting a show as he speaks. Rick Parks is supposed to be the main character in this show. Shout out to Rick Parks, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just I just see as I was reading it, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Without,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
and that's a
No
like I
further
said,
ado.
like I
You
say,
know what
that's a perfect example of what I'm trying to do. You know,
Right.
You know what I mean?
And now, once again, we want to state to this. This is a great read. You can like, follow, and subscribe to Exit 17 podcast. I am going to say that all through the show.
You know what?
We really want y'all to follow so y'all can get the notifications and information. So if you like this book, we are going to have the information inside of
Just
the
went on
comments.
sale.
And also,
March 12th.
Yep.
So you know what I mean.
So you can get it.
Get it.
Also,
Get up Tyrone Hines. Get the book.
Also, everyone, we also are not just on Sundays. We have a video countdown that comes on
right. Oh, forgot about
Tuesdays. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, we drop a
And that
video
goes-
countdown, whatnot.
All right.
So y'all tune into that on Tuesdays, 7 o'clock.
Right. So let me talk about this video countdown a little bit because I'm kind of excited about the video countdown because
Episode 1 has already
episode 1
dropped.
Now all you artists, singers, rappers, poetic. If you have any videos, you can submit those to
KWBC1989 at gmail.com. Once again, that email address is KWBC1989 at yahoo.com. I'm actually going to comment it down in the comments so y'all can see that.
Right. So if you have any videos, you have any old ones, new ones, you want to submit them, y'all ain't even got to put them on YouTube no more. We're going to have a selection of these videos. Hold on. Get him in his corner. Where his hat?
What corner keys, please?
You're in the corner. Hit the like if you want corner keys to get in the corner.
So listen,
they hit the like 1,000 times. I just seen 1,000 likes.
Where do we do likes?
I just seen 1,000 likes. They liking it right there. Anyway, get in your corner.
Okay.
But
listen,
let me say this. But again, with the music video countdown, is dope. All artists are welcome.
Yes.
We
looking
pull up, man.
rock and roll, R&B.
I got you.
Every artist is welcome. It doesn't matter where you're from.
Now these videos will be chosen randomly.
Yes, they are chosen randomly.
Okay.
But I do need y'all to email those videos in. Fridays we also are going to be on though. It's also a music countdown, but we want you to submit your freestyles.
Right. So
a 2-minute freestyle, 1 to 2 minute freestyles that we could post on the video countdown.
Right.
Whatnot. We just trying to help y'all put yourselves out here.
So those of you that's been emailing us at Extra 17, you know, Shaquille Cooper, you know, Kenzel, you know, Marv Nix, Jeremiah Chandler, Jamar Chandler. This is your shot. This is your chance. You can put it on there. We will put it on there. And if we don't put it on there this week, we will put it on there the next week or the following week. But you also have a chance to do your Freestyle Friday. So you got to hit up
KWBC1989 at gmail.com. I just put it in the link.
We want you to
but we going.
We want you on the countdown too. Man.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll be on there, man. I was just on a long countdown, so I'm used to countdown.
Oh yeah, right.
You can walk that down.
You know, I actually heard him say something about his parties and his concerts.
Who, me?
Yeah. So,
oh man, I was.
So you spit too?
Hey, nah, I was the promoter. You know?
Oh, he was a promoter. Okay.
That was a rap
Okay.
concert promoter, party promoter. You know, and that's something that I'm trying to bring back to the town too. You know.
Now, since you was locked up, I know you came into contact with a lot of people that was incarcerated, and we had some very important phone calls that was going to come in today. But unfortunately, they are on lockdown because the coronavirus.
Yeah, I was going to have HB calling.
Yeah, we're gonna have HB calling, Titus, Cairo was gonna call in. But I know they more than send they love.
Yeah.
You know. Hopefully we'll get a chance. And hopefully this won't be your last time actually on the show.
Nah.
We really
I'll be
appreciate
back.
you. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. Y'all go get this book.
Yeah, I'll be back. I definitely
Go get
be
this
back.
book.
There's a Stephanie Dreer. She actually commented and said she commends you for returning to Syracuse and working hard to make a difference.
Thank you, Stephanie.
You know, so people like you said before, Corner Keys in your corner, please. You're too loud.
Please put him in the corner upstairs. Take him upstairs. Oh, you gave him the hat. Oh. This is Corner Keys' hat. When he started his shit. That's when you get in the corner.
Yo, listen.
Hit the like.
Yo, listen. Y'all gonna pay for me to get in the corner
I got
now.
a question for you.
What's
like,
up?
as far as the book, like
Yeah.
the real, like the details after details after
Yeah.
details. Was it like a struggle for you, like long nights, early mornings, like to write the book?
I mean, it's just like anything else, right? If you're trying to have success, if you're trying to make a impact, you got to take time and put that effort into it. You know,
Right.
so if
One
you
of my calls is trying to ask you, like when you describe the music the person was listening to
yeah.
and everything, was that something that was those the songs that you like?
Or were you writing
Well,
to
you
that
know
song
what?
at the time?
I try to. Nah, that's a good question too, and that's a good question. But when I use the songs, I do it for the readers. I try to line up the songs with something I'm thinking the reader gonna be.
Right, because that's what I did. As you described the song,
Right.
I would pull up the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Try to get
Try to get into that feel. You know, that was a good strategy.
Yeah.
But listen, hold on, we're gonna get back into that. But we do have a caller.
Okay.
So, caller, you are here with Exit 17.
Yep.
I'm your boy Saroy. We have Tyrone Hines here. We have Little Boat right here.
Super Tech guy.
We have
Marvelous
Keys,
Marv.
Marvelous
Nix.
Marv.
Marv like to
And
be
we got
called
Milo
Marv
Tech
Nix.
guy.
Marv like Marv Nix.
What's up, caller?
What's up, caller?
Hi, my name is Tanya. I have a question for Tyrone.
Okay.
How was it difficult with repairing the relationship with your children and your family once you were released from prison?
Yeah, it's always difficult because, like I say, you want the best for them, but at the same time, when things don't go right, it's easy to get frustrated, and it's difficult, So that's why I try to get the message out to young people. You don't want to go to prison. You don't want to waste your life and have to be away from your family and if you got kids because it's difficult.
How would you had your first child?
I was like 16, 17 when I had my first child, yeah.
So when you came home, you got boys?
Yeah, I got boys and girl. A boy and one girl.
So like being locked up for so many years and then coming home to your child basically being grown.
Yes.
Right? Was it like hard for like you like to get that respect, that discipline? Because people be like, you know what? Shoot, you've been going all my life. Like, I done raised myself. Like,
yeah.
You ever got that kind of like?
Nah. Cause like most of y'all might know my son T Goggles, Tyrone Hines. He loved me to death. So
Shout out.
yeah, he loved me to death. So T Goggles, there's no problem with him. He loves me to death. So it's more easier. Probably with my daughter because of things that she probably been through. It's more difficult with her. But my grandkids, it was smoother than I thought, you know. So, and that's because my sister Tawanda Hines, my brother Johnny Backus, and my other family members, they made sure my grandkids knew me. They made sure they shared stories with them. That made it easier too. You know what I mean?
Now I continuously hear you say Johnny Backus, and I think you need to acknowledge him a little bit more.
Oh man,
Johnny, Johnny, I love you, Johnny.
Hey,
John B.
Nah, hey.
Seems like a great guy, man.
Yeah.
Did you put yourself in the book as a fictional character?
Nah, I don't think I got myself in none of the books. Probably.
That's
yeah,
one thing I want to ask you about the book.
Yeah.
This new book, that Drugs, Money, and Violence.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check that out. It's on sale right now. And I want to ask you about that. The way the book starts.
Yeah.
It seems as if, like, are we getting you talking to, you know what I mean, your visitor?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. See, because like
that's the best part. I like
yeah.
that part. Right?
See, like I say too, when you doing something, especially a story, you trying to start it off, and you might have different ways of starting it off. So that was my way of starting it off.
The way you started off was like, you know, kind of like, but
Yeah.
I'm like, dope, but didn't. Oh, also confused.
Yeah.
A little bit, just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ain't lose me.
It was
Yeah.
thought provoking.
Yeah.
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 And see, that's going back to like I was telling you earlier in the interview, right? It's people who go to school to be authors, you know. I just did it just to show people that, you know, I wasn't wasting my time in prison. You know what I mean?
I got listen now. Doesn't that sound familiar, fellas?
Yeah, it do. That's why we all stars. We do it all, baby.
Yeah.
Now, this book is great. It's a great read. I once again want to tell everybody to go get Drug, Money, and Violence. It has a lot in this book. Now, you're going to be quarantined. You might as well call that, man. You're going to be quarantined.
Get the book.
Go get the book. Go get the book. He has a casting call that's coming up. You want to tell us about that a little bit?
Yes, I have to give a big thank you to Nike's Backus, right? Once again, another young man who, like I said, he came and got in touch with me while I was serving my time in Raybrook. He drove up there, no license, drove up there by himself to come and tell me that he was interested in doing a movie about my life. And I thought that was something that motivated me too. You know, a young man that wasn't even born when I was, you know what I mean? So going back to Nike's, is that he's a young man that, you know, I think he got great potential, you know what I mean? And when it comes down to things like that, I'm loyal because he approached me. He did a news article mentioning that he wanted to do a movie about my life. And going back to this young man, he wasn't in the streets, you know what I mean? He just trying to do something for the city of Syracuse. And I love that about him, you know? And he told me recently that I started his photography career off because I sent him a picture and told him, man, take that picture, man. And he said he wasn't good at taking photographs at that time. You see him now on Facebook, he one of the best.
Now is that one of his pictures that we shared?
Anybody know who this guy is, please tag him in the comments below.
Nike's
Backus.
Nike's Backus is the one who took this picture for the cover. You know what I mean? So yeah, so me and that's another question when I get off of Nike's, right? And that's why I'm so loyal to Nike's because I want young men to look at Nike's and say, here's a young man that's a film director, directing a film, you know what I mean? And I want other young men to say they can do the same thing. You know what I mean? And going back to what he just said, and see this guy right here, he keep answering his own questions, right? Because everything he's asking me, you know what I mean?
No, he's talking to him.
Yeah. Local And that was one of my goals, to use all local. Whether they working on the soundtrack, whether casting, whether the director, whether the music now. I don't want to use a song by Jay-Z. I'd rather use a song by Quay, Dennis Campbell, or my cousin Laquan Davis.
Right.
I'd rather use all these people on the soundtrack. I'd rather use local. There you go.
Well, listen, Exit 17 would definitely.
Shout out to Raybrook. There's a lot of people from the town in Raybrook.
Yes. Raybrook always is the home for Syracuse. You know.
What was the toughest? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you bounced around a lot or not. But if you did, what was the toughest one to do some time at?
What toughest jail was it?
Yeah, toughest prison.
Well, to be honest with you, and that's another good question, man. And I don't want people to take this the wrong way, because doing time is always hard. I don't want nobody to think that doing time is easy, right? But when you're doing constructive stuff like this, founding a program that honor mothers in Syracuse, when you start your yellow ribbon, when you do the balloon release in memory of victims of violence, right? When you do ceasefire program, all this from jail, yeah. That's what makes your time a little more better to do. You know what I mean? Because you over here in this lane doing this. You know what I mean? Because like I say earlier, a lot of people in prison, they love the negativity. You know what I mean? They love to be caught up in the jail hype. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why when they come home, it takes them a minute to get going, because they never took care of business while they was locked up.
They lost.
You know what I mean? So if you look at me, soon they let me out that gate, I ain't stopped moving, because I already had all this in motion.
You had in your mind.
There you go. There you go. And that's my message to a lot of young men and young women that's locked up. Some people say, I'm going to do it when I get home, or I'm going to do it then. Nah, you got to start doing whatever you got to plan on there.
I go to that old saying, like, they lock you body, but they can't lock you.
Yes.
Right. You ever ran into a misconception of a nationality while you did your time? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you probably, out here we think Chinese people, mathematicians. We think white people, racists. We think Arab niggas.
Oh, you think black people don't eat chicken?
Black people, they think what was it like?
That's what we do.
Did you overcome some misconceptions of like a nationality or a group of people while in prison?
Now, like I say, once you in prison, it's kind of like, believe it or not, you in there together. So a lot of things, you start looking at the bigger picture now, because you never know who you need. You know what I mean? So you don't look at things like that. At least I didn't.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Because you never, in prison, you never know who you're going to need.
So if I could just ask you, if you was to have, if you was to look at you in front of you, the old you, and you being you, what would you say to
yourself?
What would I say to myself? Looking at the old me?
Looking at the old you right now.
Oh, man. The old me was hard-headed, man, so.
What would you say? How would you say it?
I'd say, man, keep working. Go to school. Stay in school. You know what I mean? Don't take the easy way out. Stand up, man up, be a man. Take care of your responsibilities.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When you was incarcerated, what was the saddest moment?
The saddest moments?
Yes. I think I know that.
That was. I had. You got to look at when my sentence first started. My younger brother JB passed away. Right after that, I had an uncle, 2 aunts passed away. Then I had a girl cousin, Sharon, pass away. Then I had a niece pass away. Then I had my granddaughter pass away. So those were some of the saddest moments.
Not a loss of life.
Yes, those are some of the saddest moments.
What picked you up?
How did you make it through tough times.
Like I say, sometimes you just have to keep doing what you're doing, and try to stay focused, and that's what I did, like I cried many nights, you know what I mean, and I still do, you know what I mean, but you have to stay focused, and you know what I mean. And
So now you are, regardless if you know this or not, you are a pillar in the community. So there's going to be a lot of young men that need some guidance, and I know you feel in your heart that you owe it back to them.
Yes.
What would you say to some young men that's actually out there watching?
I would tell each and every young man that's watching and listening, you don't want to do 26 years in prison, So I know you don't want to do 26 years in prison.
So with that said,
hold on. Let him finish, please.
Yeah. So
please.
I would love to go into
Keys.
Let him
finish, Keys. Jesus Christ! Somebody hit the light to get him.
Let him finish. He was still. He's still answering the question. Let him finish.
I would love to go to.
Okay, you can do that after.
He's talking to the youth right now.
Like,
talking to the youth.
And then if you could elaborate.
Hold your question.
Like a lot of people, they probably want to sell drugs or they probably want to do whatever they want to do to survive, right? But they don't know what comes with that. You know what I mean? When you're doing 26 years in prison, when you're doing 10 years in prison, that takes away from your family. It takes away from raising your kids. That takes away from you being at their graduations, weddings, family picnics, just enjoying yourself. You know what I mean? And it's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's not worth it.
Hines, on behalf of Exit 17, I would like to stand with you and give out that message to the youth.
I appreciate it.
And we all look.
I think we all stand behind you. We really want to get involved with your movement.
We will forever support anything.
So we want to let you know. So we also do Exit 17 on the road.
Right.
So if you're doing any type of event and you want people to be able to view your event and what you are really about, we'll come out, we'll record, we'll live stream it.
We are
It's
mobile.
17 page.
On
we
the
are
road.
mobile. We definitely support positive.
Anything you're doing, man,
Positivity.
I'm going to share everything you're doing, man, and help you give your information and everything out to the community.
That's what they need to know.
Now, I really feel like you're genuine. Like you don't really your aura right now. Like sitting next to me, I feel like you're sincere.
Yeah,
He's sincere. He's emotionally in it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like when you take a person like myself, the old Tyrone Hines, that's been through everything, that's seen everything, that went to prison, wasn't supposed to get out, right? You appreciate everything now more than you ever did.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to be genuine, you know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to go back that way. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to always look over my shoulder.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel good now trying to be great leaders to some young people that need it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be known as the biggest drug dealer in Syracuse, New York, or the drug kingpin that came from Syracuse, New York. I want to be known as the author. I want to be known as a youth mentor. I want to be someone that making a difference in somebody's lives. You know what I mean? I want to be part of keeping people in Syracuse and helping them to make the best out of their opportunity, as opposed to, don't get me wrong, people supposed to take advantage of a greater opportunity, whether it's in Charlotte, whether it's in Atlanta, whether it's this. But also, you can make those same opportunities here if you get the right support, the right people around you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what it's about. You know what I mean? People is running into roadblocks. People is doing this because they're not making their situation better. You know what I mean? And so soon they hit a roadblock, they ready to give up. You know what I mean? So we never gonna make this city back like it was if everybody keep doing that. You know what I mean?
When you wanted to become a mentor, like one of the programs that you got is
like it wasn't hard because everybody was from Syracuse at the time, and sometimes even guys from Syracuse, no matter if they was convicted of being in gangs or whatever, it comes a time when they want to change. You know what I mean? It comes a time when, you know, that hardness and acting tough, this and that. It come a time when they want to do something different because they think about their kids out there. You know what I mean? Right. They think about their family. See, before, when people out here now, they not thinking about all that. But when they get behind that wall and something is happening out here, now their kids is involved, there you go. So it's easier for you to sit down with them and they want to do something because they don't want to call home and hear that their kid got shot or something happened that they don't got no control over. So we sat down and we all talked. And like I say, you got highs and lows in prison. And when you get young men together from your city and y'all talk about doing something to make a difference, that was a high. You know what I mean?
And it spread it what would you different prisons. Right?
There you go. There you go. There you go. Because like there you go. You know what I mean? And other states got involved. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you what else it did too. Every time I worked on a guy case and I filed his motion, I always put ceasefire in his motion, that he was part of ceasefire. And judges and probation officers recognize that. You know? Yeah.
What would you say, what would be some advice that you would give to these females out here who are in love with the guy that is a dope dealer, a street guy?
I mean, that's a good question because, you know, like, once a girl love somebody and you know what I mean, and you know they feel that they doing the best, you know they holding them down, you know what I mean, and like I say, it got to be the man that kind of like put limits to that. You see what I'm saying? Because a female, if she love you and she all in for you, she gonna be there for you because she thinking she holding you down. You know what I mean? So it's more of the man that really gotta put the cap on that.
No, like I don't know if you're still with your baby mother or anything like that, but like when you're in a relationship and you get locked up and you go away for these many years, whatnot, and you end up.
What's your expectation?
Man,
what's your expectation for her to do? Or
now that's another good question because in jail, everybody always expect like a woman to be there for them, and you know, some women's gonna hold you down. Some women's gonna be there for you. You know what I mean? But you have to always look at yourself first and what you done in that relationship. You know what I mean? So if you done things wrong and cheated on the lady,
right?
You know, it's a high chance she gonna cheat on you while you incarcerated. But that doesn't mean she still can't hold you down and do the necessary things for you. It all depends on the relationship, the people involved. You know what I mean? Because you got some women that just want to be there for you. You know.
Now I had a question. We may have touched on it a little bit, but I want to touch on it a little bit more. How was your relationship? What was the difficult moments that you had to overcome with your relationship with your children, from you being locked up from that long to you coming home? I know, but like
he want to go more in depth.
In depth, because he can only give advice. So that's what I'm looking forward to. For people that don't know how to react, because you're coming home, you know they was this little, and now they this big.
Yeah.
So if you could just elaborate on a little bit, just in case anybody had any advice, because I know some people that may have to deal with those issues.
Like
what is something would you have to
all that?
I think it, like I say to it, it plays a part of the people who's involved. You know what I mean? I think that's a key because, you know, like a kid might have didn't like his father before he went to jail.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then vice versa. You know what I mean? So I think it all depends on the situation. Some, like you say, some kids done got older. They don't want you just coming home and trying to tell them what to do. You know what I mean? So I think each situation, you have to look at what it is for and just try to ease it in, try to do the best you can. You know what I mean? Yeah, just, you know what I mean? And just try to make the best out of what situation it may be.
Now,
So
we want... Go ahead.
We are getting close to the wrap up of the show.
Yep.
So we got about like 15 more minutes with you.
Now, we don't want to hold you too much, but is there anything that you want the people to know, or the floor is totally yours for whatever it is?
Yeah, I want the people to know, too, that just like I was on Exit 17 tonight, just trying to, share some information, Syracuse.com did a very nice documentary on me, which should be airing this month. And you may know my name, you may heard of my story, but you may not know what all I've been through and how far I came. Tune in to Syracuse.com documentary, and hopefully it can prevent you from having the same story that I got. Right. And as far as other organizations, I wish you the best, and I commend you on you working hard and trying to make a difference in the community. Keep doing what you're doing. I know it's hard work, but keep trying. And to all the people that's been supporting me, my Man Up program, hey, it's for real. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. I'm here to try to make a difference. I'm going to keep on trying to make a difference. And for anybody that will listen, I'm here for you. If anybody need any type of help, I'm there for you. And my whole goal is to try to mislead anybody or misguide anybody. You don't want to go do no prison time if you don't have to. So if any situation you come across, try to work it out. Think it out. Try to be a better man, because when it's all done and over with and you sitting in that cell, you're going to think back to all the things that you wish you would have done, all the things that you probably didn't appreciate, and I want the best for all the youths in Syracuse, because that's the only way that things going to get better. People want change. People want to see a different outcome, but we all got to work together. We all got to make it happen, and day by day, that's what got to happen. We all got to do little things to make a difference, and that's me to you.
With that being said, you ever do any public speaking or anything?
Man, all the time. I was just supposed to speak at Henniger Thursday. I was supposed to speak at Ithaca High School on the 26th. I spoke at Living Water Church. I just spoke at a banquet at the Crown Plaza Hotel. I spoke at Southwest Center. You know what I mean? I'm always, trying to get that message across. You know what I mean?
Now, you tell your story?
Well, depending on what the event is, I try to share whatever is possible, whatever dealing with the event. Yeah.
Do you ever have to? You ever feel like you have to hide your past?
Nah, because my past is no secret. You know what I mean? Right. You have to know my past to really know how far I came and where I'm going.
Now, I really, I'm feeling your vibe right now. I ain't gonna lie.
This is definitely one of the better interviews.
Yes, it is. Like, he's really genuine. Yeah. Now he said earlier that he likes to work with you. So anybody have any information how to get him to that point? Because you know what he's trying to do. It's all positivity. Y'all hit him up on his page, Ty Hines. You hit us up on Exit 17. Give us some information so they could, put him to that level where he needs to be, where he want to go. He has positivity. We're going to always support that. we're definitely gonna support the Yellow Ribbon. We're gonna support the
Man
book.
Up shirts. Where can we get them?
Yeah, Man Up shirt. Yeah. There we go.
Same way like the book, man. You gotta hit me up on my page, man. You know.
Well, Exit 17 would need 5.
Straight cash.
Hey, got you.
Yeah, we want some hoodies.
So you got Cash App?
Hey, I don't got cat. I'm old school, man.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm old school, man. I ain't learned all that
So
yet.
somebody got to put him down. Now. Where Johnny at?
Give him straight cash, yo.
Yeah.
Get straight cash.
Yo, the casting calls are
Yeah.
up, right?
Well, they'll be coming soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he got
I'm gonna let Exit 17
You
know.
know, X17 want to roll in the movie now. I'm like,
Exit 17 got the equipment though.
Hey,
I see.
Shout out Horizon, she got the models.
Yo, shout out Horizon. She got the models.
I want one of those lead roles.
Hey, I got you, man.
Got
They
it
say
right.
you look like me, man.
Work me
Yeah.
out saying like, yo,
Yeah.
is that my brother? Daddy?
Yeah.
Yo, you funny, man.
Now,
My
but
mom's gonna whoop my ass.
Yeah, she gonna get you. She gonna get you. Your daddy gonna get you too. Anyway, yeah, get in the corner. Bye. Shoe fly.
Back to your corner.
But we do want to appreciate you for actually coming here. You gave us a lot of information. I hope that this is not your last time.
I'll be back.
We want you back on the show.
I'll be back.
We definitely need you back.
Now we got Therapy Thursdays that's starting up, and I think you will
Oh,
be.
shout out the countdown.
Yeah, we shout out.
We
Shout
shout
out.
out
But
already.
Therapy Thursdays. We're starting a Therapy Thursdays, and I didn't want to touch on this topic, and I heard you actually speak about it. You lost your parents.
Yeah, I lost my
When you
I
was
lost
in
my
jail.
mother. No, I lost my mother before I went to jail, but I lost my little brother. I lost my uncle. I lost 2 aunts. I lost a cousin. I lost my niece. I lost my granddaughter.
Now, those feelings, those emotions are something that we want to speak about on Therapy Thursdays. I personally lost someone that's very close to me.
We actually just lost someone recently.
We just, we always lose, and we're going to get a chance to actually open up publicly, get it off your chest. And we would like for you to have you on that Therapy Thursdays. I didn't want to get in deep into that topic because I get a little bit sentimental with that. And right now is not the time because it's your day right now.
Okay.
So, but the yellow ribbon is still out and it's still in effect, right?
Yes, the month of May, the whole month of May.
The whole month of May, yellow ribbon. Let me see that.
This.
No, the yellow ribbon.
All right, this an old flyer.
It's an old flyer.
But
the yellow ribbon.
The month of May, we asking everybody to wear yellow ribbons in memory of everybody we lost to violence. Wear yellow ribbon the whole month of May in memory of everyone. To show our support.
Exit 17, we have a mission. The yellow ribbon, we're supporting.
Yes. Now, anything you want to end us off with?
Me? Man, you know me, man. I ain't trying to get back up on the exit, man. So you know what I mean?
So you trying to get on?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So y'all, we want to thank y'all for tuning in.
We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hit the like, hit follow, follow. Shout out to Tyrone Hines. Drop the button.
Get that book.
Get the book. Get this book.
Yes.
It's a great read. You might be in it. I'm serious. You might be in it. And if you're missing anybody that you ain't seen in a while, and we know what I'm talking about, they might be in there too. So
But
you
don't
can
get
catch
it
up.
confused. It's only entertainment, baby.
Oh, it's only entertainment.
Drugs,
but
money, and violence.
It is a great read. I gotta end it. I got a few pages I gotta leave with, but it is a great read. We're looking forward to the movie. You're doing something very great, very positive. We want to support you.
Thank
y'all
you to
hit
the whole
Tyrone Hines on his
17.
Facebook
Listen,
page.
we got our
Tyrone
copy. Y'all better get yours.
All right.
When I was young, I was wild.
See you later.
Hey, I liked that song though when it first came out.
Oh,
You're
it's
now
about to
rocking
play
with
right
the
now.
Exit 17 podcast, the real talk of
Now he
Syracuse.
got this.
Let's get this show underway.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
All right.
man. Yo,
appreciate
listen, man.
I grew grew up a fucking screw up. Got introduced to the gang, to the cane, and fucking blew up. No excuse for the way that I maneuver. Nigga do up gang signs until a nigga grew up. Put up 2, bag of 4 and let 2 go. Got 2 more, put it on the stove and whip 2 more. 3 raids. The boys taking photos, kicking in the front door. Got it moving slow-mo. I learned quick, the slow grind slow with a bad bitch. Take your time, but time don't wait for no nigga. Get your figures, don't worry about another nigga. And if you got a nigga, don't be scared to pull a trigger.
When I was young, I was wild. 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 I'm sorry that I caused you that pain. I caused you. When I was young, I was wild. When I was young, I was wild. When I was young, I was wild. I'm sorry that I caused you that pain. I caused you. When I was young, I was wild. When I was young, I was wild. When I was young, I was wild.
They wonder why we racist. Cause in the hood we'll see many white faces unless we catch cases. We hit the block, we try to stay in business. We see the cops, damn, that's bad business. So we make moves quick. Hold up, the cop don't up. He ain't gon' do shit, cause he only one strong. So the cop keep moving, and the block keep grooving. We ain't going nowhere, our block ain't losing. We ain't taking no L's, our block ain't losing. Nigga, we living in the struggle living in me. That's why I got a lot of hustle in me. I gotta get that cabbage in the hood, serving bad habits. The fiends with bad habits. I guess money my habit, cause I gotta have it, money. You're both, you my nigga, and I'ma ride for you, money, huh?
When I was young, I was wild. 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 I'm sorry that I caused you that pain. I caused you. When I was young, I was wild. When I was young, I was wild. When I was young, I was wild. I'm sorry that I caused you that pain.